Hello, hello, hello. It's that day, it's that time. You know what that means. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm here. It's been a week. So, you have to forgive me. I'm stressed out, and when I'm stressed out, I vape. It's the only time, really. But I'm just having a week. I'll tell you about that here in a second. Let's see who's here. Hi, Kathleen. She's saying, hello, everyone. I'm working on socks and a vest. But a few days ago, I helped my daughter in law by crocheting granny squares for a gift blanket she was making for her mom. Wow, that's cool. It's cool that you are helping your daughter in law, and it's cool that you are actually crocheting something other than socks. Hey, VJ. She's saying hi to Kathleen. Sounds like you haven't done much this week. LOL. I know, right? Give me a second to settle in here, cause we. Uh, oh, and Kathleen's drinking water. In case you missed that, it has been. Oh, it's been a week. Hi, Catherine. She's cooking dinner, so she'll have to go for a sec to dish up. Okay. Well, I don't even know where to start. Um, so let's see. When I left you last week, I was going to work on scarves and work on my assignment and finish up my. Well, I'd already finished up my work for the week, so I didn't have anything else to do. Well, later that night, actually, while I was on my live, I got an email from my client, and basically they shuttered the business. So they laid all of us off. No warning, nothing. Just see you, bye. So that was fun. And at first I was kind of in a panic because that's my biggest client, and other than like a couple of smaller clients in my craft business, that's my income. So for a minute I was kind of like freaking out. Then I decided, I had just been saying that I was desperately trying to find time to fit everything in, and I didn't know how I was going to do it. Well, I got my answer. So, there you go. So I'm diving full time into the craft biz and my YouTube channel, and I'm gonna keep my other tiny clients just to keep some pennies coming in. Plus, I get a stipend for school, so I'm not desperate, but I think what bothers me even more than losing the income is that I had been working with them for 4 years. Had gotten nothing but uh, sterling reports. Loves my writing, loves my work, what have you, and just out of the blue, just we're done. See you, bye. And I'm not the only one, obviously, that they let go because there were I think there were 8 of us total. So all 8 of us had the door slammed in our faces, and a couple of them are they're really hurting because they're like their only clients, so that now they have like zero income. So I've got other things that I can focus on. So I'm grateful for that, and that's what I'm going to focus on. It's just it's ridiculous. It's disappointing. You know what I mean? But anyway, so that was I didn't find out until Thursday, but I literally got the email while I was on with you guys last Wednesday. So anyway, I've been working on designing some patterns, and I've been Working on some. Well, I still have all the scarves I have to do, so I've been working on those. And on a plus note, I had said that, like, I was going to, like, remember I said I had a C in the class, and after I did some math, I realized that if I, like, busted my butt, I could actually get an A. So I busted my butt, and I found out that I actually did get the A. So I got an A in my class. So I'm still looking at a really nice GPA. I got invited to join the National Honor Society, so that was cool. Um, so yin and yang, lose a job, gain a GPA, or something like that. It'll just look really good, like, because I'm to the point now where I need to really start focusing on looking for jobs in my area of my degree, since I'm only 3 classes away from graduating. So yeah, I'm designing patterns. I'm working on scarves. I'm working on videos, and I'm low key job searching um, to work in my degree field, which is basically um, legal compliance. So I want to be the person that goes into an organization and says, "You're doing this wrong. You're doing this wrong. You can't do this that way. This is why you can't do it this way. You have to do it this way. This is why." That's what I want to do. I want to go in and boss people around. I know, shock, right? Because that has nothing to do with my general personality at all. Nah, not at all. Okay, I've rambled enough. Let me see what you guys are saying. Oh, okay, you guys got chatty because I wasn't even looking. You were saying hi. BJ saying, "I'm hanging in there, Kathleen. Just got in from taking Shorty to her school fall festival. How are you?" Saying hi to Catherine. Kathleen's a little bit sure. I answered that. Hey, Crochet Beast is here. Hey, girl. She's working on a Dolby baby tunic. What's a Dolby baby tunic? Hi, Rosemary. Good evening. What are you working on? What are you sipping on? And what news do you have? You didn't have a clue? That's horrible. They could have told you so you could prepare. I had an inkling because they kind of went radio silent for a few days, which is something they seldom ever do. But and again, I said seldom, so it has happened before. But most of the time, it's because the last time it happened was because, like, the whole office went down with COVID. But the time before that, there were a bunch of layoffs, but they didn't affect me. They weren't my area. So the radio silence kind of made me raise an eyebrow, but I didn't expect to find out that we would all be let go. I thought maybe you know cut our workload or something, but I didn't think we were going to, like, lose everything. Yeah, it's a 3.8, so I'm pretty happy about the GPA. Oh, look, looks like we have a troll. Put troll timeout for a minute. Rosemary is working on a doll and a blanket. Only news I have is that I have to have an echo next week. Ooh, hope that goes well for you. Oh, Dobby, the elf thingy from Harry Potter. Oh, okay, cool. But anyway, that's what's going on with me. I'm doing my pivot to, like, work on more crafts and the channel. Anyway, that's what's up with me. Let's see. I have finished objects, but you guys really don't need to see more scarves. I mean, once you've seen witch's legs and scarecrow legs, once you see them all, they pretty much look the same. Um, I've got all the purples and the orange legs done. I have a pair of green legs to go, and I've got two scarecrow legs to go, and then I'm done. So I'll be glad to be done with this project because although it paid really well, as I've said a million times, I do not like to do the same things over and over and over again. It drives me crazy. With the exception being my crocheting my left shred. I love doing that. But anyway, yeah, doing the same project over and over and over again makes me nuts. So I'll be glad when these are done. Although I was definitely grateful for the work, obviously, because getting recognized and having people approach you to make things for them is always cool. But yeah, that's what's going on with me. And if you hear that in the background, that's Marley whining because she's outside. She wants to come in, but she doesn't need to be in here right now. She's perfectly fine where she is. And she's adoring me. Um, yeah, yeah, we knew that you meant we knew that you meant Harry, not happy. But now I'm kind of laughing at you. You're making a Dolby sweater from Happy Potter. That should be a thing. I wonder what a Dolby sweater from Happy Potter would look like. Hmm. Something to ponder. So, yeah, I'm getting there. Slowly but surely. I'm almost finished with them. I mean, I said I wanted them done by the 16th, so I'm still, on target for that. So that's cool. I hate doing the same thing over and over. I enjoy doing unique items all the time. Yeah, me too. I definitely prefer to go from an original project to an original project and not do the same thing over and over again. Sometimes when people dangle these products in front of you and dangle the money, you kind of go, well, yeah, maybe I can endure making six of the same kind of scarf for a little while for this kind of money. So yeah, you'll have that. So what are y'all working on? How are your cows going? I know several of you are doing several cows. Um, I'm not doing any at the moment because I don't have. Well, I didn't have the time. I kind of still don't. And most of the cows I wanted to join have already started, so I'm not gonna jump in mid cow. Um, so what are you guys working on? What cows are you doing? Let's see. I was gonna say something. I totally forgot what I was gonna say. Well, I'm gonna wait a second for you guys to answer that question, and I'm going to pull up because I did have a couple of things I wanted to talk about. I'm gonna hit my vape. Sorry. Sorry, I'm not gonna make a habit of doing that while I'm live, but I'm stressed, so I'm sorry. Uh, I'm looking. How many of you here consider yourselves a small business? Like you sell on Etsy, for business? I'm just curious. See, it's a very short attention span. Oh, me too. I think that's why I don't like making larger blankets. I don't have the attention span for them. I get halfway through them and get bored, and they become really odd shaped lapkins. So I don't make a whole. That's why I don't make a whole lot of blankets. It's just too big a project of the same pattern for me to like follow through with it. We just saying my grandbaby was happy running around the cafeteria while I was just sitting there. The minute I pulled out my crochet, she wanted to go explore the school. Of course, that's how it works. Oh, Catherine, I don't know how much of that you missed. uh, anyway, of course, VJ, she waited until you were getting ready to start crocheting and want to run around and want you to follow her around. That's how it works. Um, you know, I could be sitting in a chair just staring at the wall. My granddaughter wants nothing to do with me. But let me pull up my crochet and start working on something where I actually have to pay attention to the stitch count. Then she wants to tell me about her day. She wants to tell me about her soccer game, and she wants to tell me about the new things that her stuffed animal's doing, and she wants to talk about everything she circled on her Amazon uh, uh, wish list magazine, and it never fails. You don't sell online yet, but you sell locally. Okay. Well, why I was asking is because there's this the Department of Labor is trying to put these new regulations through that redefine who's an independent contractor and who's an employer. And although you would think it wouldn't apply to like anybody in the crafts industry, if you are a person who supplies crafts to a craft store, this could technically force the craft store to try to make you an employee. As crazy as that sounds, but because you're both in the same industry and you're supplying them with items that they also could supply themselves, if some of these regulations go through, that would technically make you an employee, which I guess on the one side that would force the company to like pay you an hourly wage, and if you work so many hours, offer benefits and stuff. But quite frankly, all it's going to do is really make people not use independent contractors anymore. So I think it's a lousy idea, absolutely positively lousy idea. And they've got a public opinion um, period coming up. I want to say next month, and trust and believe I will be giving my opinion. It may be a video, it may be a video and a letter. I'll let you know. I am researching which charges less fees, Kofi or Macari. Oh, you know what? I don't know. I want to say Macari. You know who can answer that better than anybody would be Marquita, and she's not here tonight. So, but yeah, Marquita probably could tell you that. I am a small business. I want to get started selling online. Right now, it is more word of mouth. Most of mine is word of mouth. Believe it or not, I don't do a whole lot of marketing. That's going to change here in a second, though. Um, but yeah, this regulations that the Department of Labor is trying to put through. I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to like make it easier for independent contractors to get paid and get paid fairly, but they don't understand the independent contractor mindset. Most of us that are independent contractors or small business owners, however way you want to put it, are do so deliberately because they like being able to set what they get paid. They like to be able to set their hours, and you know what? In my case, I decide how much I'm going to get paid, and this applies to me both as the crafter and as a freelance writer because they fell under the umbrella too. But I like being able to set my own hours, set my own hourly wage, and you know what? In exchange, I pay my taxes and I have my own health insurance. I pay for my own health insurance. Um, you forcing small businesses to lump us in with their employees is just going to make small businesses not use us anymore. You're going to drive us out of business, basically. So, I mean, are you trying to save us or are you trying to wipe us out? Where are you going with this? Because, I don't know a single independent contractor that is for this at all. California, I guess, has a smaller version of it, and every independent contractor I know in California was raging against this because, I mean, it's only common sense. Most businesses use independent contractors because that means they don't have to pay them an hourly wage. They don't have to pay the benefits. They don't they don't have to treat them as employees. That's the point. You know that we come in, do some work, and in exchange they pay us. Why are we messing with that? I don't understand. Leave it alone. BJ, I'm learning to be able to walk and knit at the same time, but I can only do two things. If I try to add something else added to that, I have to stop. One, maybe I'm just being old. I don't know if I can crochet and walk at the same time. I've never tried it. I might have to try that. Crochet Beast says I have only had a couple of sales on Etsy. eBay seems to work better for me. So that's interesting. I've never had luck with eBay at all. Etsy, it's getting there. Although at the current time I only have 7 listings on Etsy and 279 on eBay. Wow. My goal this coming month is to list more on Etsy for the Christmas period. What kind of stuff do you have listed on eBay? That's a lot of listings. Kathleen, I can't knit and do anything else. I can't knit, period. So there's that. If it ain't exactly. But I don't know. They think that they're helping us, but I wish they would just stop trying. Stop trying to help us. I'd appreciate it. Leave it alone. I have been an independent contractor / small business owner for the 20. This is what 2022. 21 years. I've been doing. I've been filling out Schedule C's and paying employer and employee taxes for 21 years. I really don't need you to come in here and try to set up a process that's going to make the small businesses that I work with have to treat me like their employee and therefore basically lay me off. If I could get laid off as an independent contractor, why would I want to yes, please let me be able to get laid off as an employee too. That sounds fun. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that up because I didn't know how many of you guys in here actually also operate as small businesses, and a lot of people don't think that what the Department of Labor is trying to do affects them, but they're not thinking in the aspect of, like I said, for craft people, if you supply on consignment, what have you, to other craft shops, you know that's two. They consider it two sides of the same coin, and therefore it's not an independent contractor offering services to a business they couldn't do themselves. It's just an independent contractor adding additional services to services that the business already offers. And it's stupid. Just stupid as far as I'm concerned. Hi, Lulus. Well, thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. How are you doing this evening? Are you working on anything fun? Are you drinking anything interesting? If you have any news, feel free to share it. But yeah, I wanted to bring it up just so a heads up for you guys that are actual business owners that work with other craft stores. Because it can become a thing. A thing nobody wants other than the Department of Labor, but a thing nonetheless. And now I'm hitting the vape again. So there's that. Um, Not a whole lot going on in my crochet groups. The one conversation, it's the same conversation that we have every time somebody makes one. Someone posted a picture. They had made a bunch of mandalas for a backdrop for the wedding, and they were gorgeous. There are different sizes and different colors. Absolutely beautiful backdrop. And somebody came in and said, "Well, how can you make dream catchers and not have feathers?" And of course, the original poster chimed in and said, "Well, it's not a dream catcher; they're mandalas." And somebody else chimed in saying, "You shouldn't call them dream catchers, blah 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 blah." And technically, you shouldn't call them mandalas because you're not Indian, blah blah blah. And it kind of devolved from there, and nobody could decide what to call them. I just call them decorative rings. Why are we fighting over this? Oy. Kathleen is saying, as I understand it from my friendly CPA, as long as we don't make more than $5,000 each per year, we don't have to do anything special or report it. 5,000? No. If you make more than $600 in income, you have to report it. 5,000 might be the threshold to file a Schedule C. Um, because if I know at a certain level, you can just claim it as regular income on your regular like 10 whatever you guys do. I've done the 1040 for 20 years, so I guess on a 1040A, you know, you can just report it as miscellaneous income. But if it's more than a certain amount, you actually have to file Schedule C as a small business and pay business taxes on it. Again, I've been a small business for so long that I've always pretty much done Schedule C's, and I've always done 1040s. So don't quote me on that completely, but I do know that the threshold that to claim the income is lower than 5,000. We do quite a bit of stuff here. My crochet, resin, and printed mugs. My partner's pens, bowls, and carvings. I've got some of your pens, or I've got a pen, and I think I have a carving. Your son's wood turn crochet hooks and bits he makes are on my eBay. Did you send me a crochet hook? I know I shouldn't be asking you that. I should know. But you said you packed so much stuff in that box. I can't remember what all was in there. But I know I got a pen. The pen was gorgeous. And my daughters have sewing, leather, and stitch markers, earrings, necklaces. I know I got some stitch markers and some keychains and earrings. Y'all do good work, I'll tell you that. I think they changed it to 500, but don't hold me to that. It's somewhere around there. While they are very different things, mandolin. I know, right? I mean, the concept's the same, but the patterns are completely different. And these were obviously mandalas. I mean, from the colors to the design, they're mandalas. I think that there are some people out there that troll websites just looking for something to start a fight about and act like they are offended. Yeah, you always have those people. I may have that wrong. Maybe that was for a business license. I don't know. Could be. Yep, I agree with Rosemary too. Some people just are just looking to pick a fight. High success Cali vlogs. Do I cook pasta? Well, doesn't everybody? Well, it looks okay. So if I drop off of here, my internet or my YouTube connection is getting wonky. So if I drop off, that's because I lost that connection. But so far, I think it's still okay. But yeah, it was a mandala, and, and I couldn't quite understand why the person came in and had to ask about the feathers for the dream catcher. That just seemed totally bizarre to me. Well, thanks for being here, Lulus. Good night. Enjoy the rest of your night. But no, my the wow, I can't talk. The crochet groups have been pretty quiet lately. It's like nobody's doing much, or let me rephrase, they're not posting much. They seem just to be focused on, I guess, making stuff for craft fairs and the holidays and stuff like that. So I don't have a whole lot to report from them. Has anybody seen anything interesting in the YouTube streets lately? Um, unless how many of you guys know Lacey or Crochet Libra? She put up a new podcast. So if you haven't checked that out, check out Crochet Libra and go watch her podcast. Give her some love. Um, yeah, there's not a whole lot going on. People get ready for craft fairs, and sometimes I wish I liked doing craft fairs, but I know I don't like doing them, so I don't go after them. But sometimes I wish I did because, like watching these some of these people get ready for them, and they're all excited and nervous about it, and trying to figure out what to include and what to make and what's popular and what's not. That's kind of fun to watch. But I realize it's fun to watch from the sidelines. I don't want to be in the trenches. No desire at all to do the craft fair out at all. Um, but I have been like pondering different patterns and themes and stuff that I want to make. So that's what I've been working on. Um, but yeah, it's pretty much what's going on in my life right now. No, there wasn't any crochet hooks in the box I sent you. He started making them about 4 months ago. Okay. I didn't think there was, but I had to stop the thing. I'm like, did you send me one? He started just making handles for the smaller metal hooks, and now he does up a handle with interchangeable hooks. Oh, cool. Sounds awesome. Does he have any on his eBay set right now? Seems like they were trolling for a confrontation because usually making native items is done with prayers and real stuff, not synthetic, natural goods. So someone raising a fuss is not healthy. Yeah, I agree. I've made a couple of authentic dream catchers, other things given to me from Native Americans. Like they gave me the feathers, and they gave me the beads, and the beads had been like hand carved and polished and grooved out. Um, the leather that I used to attach the feathers and the beads was like leather that they had actually cured and cut into strips. So yeah, I know exactly what you mean about everything in a authentic dreamcatcher being real and authentic and blessed and prayed over. So yeah, I don't know. I don't understand the point of it was. But of course, we've also had the argument about whether or not people should make them and sell them. And you know, the Native Americans that I know are like, I don't care if you make them or not, but make it for yourself. Just don't like sell them as authentic dream catchers because they're not. So there's a whole lot to argue about when it comes to dream catchers. But the fact that this woman made mandalas and somebody was offended that their dream catcher didn't have feathers, which is bizarre to me. It made zero sense. And he makes up nice wooden stands to put the hooks in to have on your table desk. Oh, la di da. That sounds cool. Oh no, I'm all into the authenticity of dream catchers and how to properly make them and the materials that you need, and even down to like how the colors that you choose for the dream catcher represents different things. So yeah, I'm all about that. I don't like taking other people's cultural items and just making them and just willy nilly them. If I'm going to make them, I want to know what the purpose of them were or is, and how to properly do it. And if I need to like contact the proper people to do it properly, that's what I'm going to do. Otherwise, I'm not doing it because I'm not a fan of cultural appropriation, especially when it comes to like profits. But that's a completely and totally different rant for another time because I could rant on that. Oh, could I rant on that? So let's see. Um, Sophia, do you have any? Does he have any of these hooks and stands on eBay right now, or is he still working on getting them up there? I'm working on some video ideas. Came up with a combination of stitches that I really like, and I'm going to turn them probably into a shawl, maybe a bandana or something. And I've been in my uh, adventures of deciding whether I liked the actual stitch pattern or stitch combination. I did it in like 3 or 4 different kinds of yarns, and to say that they came out completely and totally differently is an understatement. It's cracking me up how much different they are. I'm not going to show you because again, I'm working on a video and I'm going to show them in the video. But it's just who would think that a stitch combination could look so vastly different depending on the yarn you use. You know, a lot of people just say that like you can crochet anything with any yarn you want, and that's true, but it doesn't always look as good in one yarn as it does in another. It doesn't always look as good size wise. Like some patterns look better in a larger, like made with like a larger weight yarn than a smaller weight yarn, and some patterns look better in a smaller weight yarn than in a larger weight yarn. And it's just been interesting. There was a very interesting experiment. I was laughing through it because I kept thinking, how is that? How is this coming out so differently? I don't understand. And the only things I changed were the yarn and I matched the hook size to the yarn, but the pattern itself stayed the same. But the swatches, oh, the swatches, you'll see in the video. I'm looking. Why I'm laughing because I'm looking at the swatches right now because they're like right here on my eye level, and I'm just laughing because the difference in sizes is hysterical. Kathleen is saying I recently made some earrings with feathers, but I cannot sell them because the feathers I used turned out to be from owls. That is a raptor and Cherokee do not use owl at all. I will gift them the family. Ah, I didn't know owls were raptors. Hmm. I guess I never really thought about it. I don't know if I've done that right, but I think I got the link to the Etsy listing. I don't know if the list. Email it to me. Unapologeticallymocha@gmail.com. It's PJ. Hey, stranger, how have you been? What's new? What's going on? Haven't seen you in like ages. Welcome back. So, what was I saying? Totally lost my train of thought. Somebody bring up another subject. I just totally lost my train of thought. Hmm. Oh, but anyway, yeah, the swatches. That was funny. It's just cracking me up the difference in the sizes of the swatches. But I do like the pattern, so or the stitch combination I came up with. So you can look for like a tutorial on. It's probably gonna be a shawl, probably. Um, or maybe a bandana or a scarf, depending on how much time I want to crochet. How many repeats of it I want to do. uh, I have certain yarns that I use for certain projects. I won't use anything else. Yeah, that's the general gist of what I came up with was that you definitely have certain yarns that work with certain patterns better than others. And I definitely zeroed in on a yarn that works best for this combination that I've created. Um, so and that's what I'm going to use to make the item. I've got a couple of good runner ups, but they just don't quite have the definition I like, as well as the one that I actually chose. Kathleen said yes, she does for socks as well. PJ saying my kitchen exploded. Oh no, my dishwasher leaked, buckled my hardwood floors, and now I'm 2.5 months of renovations. Ugh, insurance is paying for the first 12K. I'm pussy for everything. Oh wow. Ugh. Someone else having home issues. Great. Well, PJ, I can semi relate because I guess a month ago now, lightning struck our house. It basically hit the chimney and blew out part of it, and then the lightning came down through the chimney and took out damaged our hot water tank and our furnace, and of course the roof was damaged. So we got the hot water tank replaced and the furnace replaced, and now we're waiting to see about getting the roof replaced. So nowhere near as disruptive as what you went through, but I understand the frustration of having things broken and the hassle of getting them fixed. So I hope that you're almost done getting through it, almost, and that you don't have a whole lot more past 12K to pay to get it fixed. Because, hey, uh, but I'm glad you're back in chat. We missed you. I wondered what happened to you. I never even seen you. I wasn't seeing you on any social media. I did a total kitchen remodel. When I'm done, I'll have all new appliances, all new cabinets, all new electric in the kitchen, and 6 extra feet of counter. Woo! Nice. Yeah, I figured, hey, you know what? If you got to go in there and fix all that, you might as well do it up. Sounds lovely. You still haven't heard back from the roofers? Nope, not yet. Still waiting. This got one interchangeable set listed at the moment and another five to make up. They sell normally fast, but has heaps of single hooks on eBay. What's your eBay name? I'll have to go check you out on eBay. Uh, so yeah. Oh, and the car decided it wanted to break too, so it's in the shop. It's just been one thing after another after another. Yeah, the house broke, my job broke, the car broke. It's just when it rains, it pours. But I got an A in my class, so yay! Uh, you'd love to have 6 feet of counter space. Oh, I'd like 6 feet of free counter space. I have 6 feet of counter space, just not free. On my counter space is a Ninja coffee maker, a Ninja foodie, a microwave, a toaster, a bullet blender. Yeah. So all told, I have maybe 2 feet of clear counter space, maybe, because I also have other options, like like a flour bowl and a sugar bowl and a pasta bowl, and you know the drill. Yeah, I got about 2 feet of free counter space. That's it. Love to have more. When we bake during the holidays, we'll have like racks on that. Well, what that 2 feet that we have left, and I'll have like a rack on top of my microwave, and we're just trying to figure out how to make space to put the cookies out. Of course, on top of the stove. But yeah, then we end up like mixing up the cake, or not the cake, the cookie dough in the living room or something goofy, because we don't have the counter space to mix up cookie dough and let baked cookies cool. Yeah, so more counter space would be awesome. My old house had an island. I miss an island. Oh, I miss having an island. Of course, I also used this is I have a galley kitchen now, and I used to have like an eating kitchen, and I really miss that because like with eating kitchen, obviously you have a kitchen table, and there's plenty more counter space when you have a kitchen table. But in the galley kitchen, there's no room for a kitchen table, unfortunately. PJ is saying cabinets go in next week. The electric will be done after that, and the appliances will get delivered on the 21st. Hopefully, it'll be finished before Thanksgiving. Oh, that'd be cool. Yes, we have 2 cars down here. Oh, man, bummer. Oh, it is what it is, Catherine. But thank you. The month before the kitchen exploded, my husband needed a new car. Of course. I was excited to have walks in the kitchen when I got home today. Walks? Walls in the kitchen? I think she meant. I don't want any more space. My husband would just cover it with beading supplies. Sounds like you're going through a lot. Yeah. Yeah. The car was just the cherry on top. Yeah. Because everything else going wonky wasn't enough. Let's add the car to it, too. And the kicker, the closest place that could service our car is like 50 miles away, so we had to have it towed there. Luckily, the insurance paid for the tow. So, at least there's that. There's another silver lining. Yeah. But that's why I vape. That's why I'm vaping right now. coping ability is pretty no right now. But I'm hanging in there. I'm not gonna complain and whine because people have it way worse than I do. Yeah, so it could be way worse. So I'm only gonna complain about so much. But I am whining a little bit because, well, why not? Why? Yes, PJ, we knew you meant walls. I figured it out. So, PJ, other than getting your kitchen back in order, what else are you working on? Do you have any like crochet crafts going on? What are you working on? I'm totally going nuts. I bet. On the brighter side, I have two new granddaughters. Aw, Audrey Mabel, born 6'1", and Grace Elizabeth, born 7'3". Aw, yay! Congratulations. You have cousins growing up together. How cool. Do they live close to each other by any chance? I always envied people who had like cousins that they were close in age to that they hung out with. I was the youngest granddaughter on my mom's side and the youngest grandchild on my dad's side. And my next closest well, okay, technically on my mom's side, my closest cousin was only a year younger than me, but we didn't get along because he was a jerk. And we share a birthday, February 14th. And for the first, like, well, it'd be 8 years for me, seven for him, my grandmother forced us to have family birthdays at her house. You know how about miserable? I mean, this is a kid that I saw like on like you know holidays at best, like Christmas, Thanksgiving, Fourth of July, stuff like that. And then I had to share a birthday with him, and we couldn't invite any friends, so it was just the two of us and a bunch of adults sitting around. It was pretty lame. Didn't enjoy it at all. And then my next closest cousin in age was well, actually, the next closest cousin in age was my sister, and we're almost 10 years apart. So that tells you what the gap is. On my dad's side, I did have cousins my age. We didn't see each other a whole lot. I don't know why we didn't. We just didn't. Um, we did when we got older. We hung out more because they were my closest were a year, 2 years, and 3 years older than me. So we all would hang out when we were hit our mid late teens. But as a kid, I didn't see them a whole lot. But I've always kind of envied families where the cousins were all close in age and they all were friends and hung out. I didn't do that a whole lot. I always figure we all go through 95% of garbage to get to 5% of really good. It's just stacked up different for each of us. That's why I like these chats. It takes off the stress. Yeah, you know what? It was funny because my daughter and I had been talking about how like we had been on a pretty decent streak and we were waiting for the other shoe to drop. Well, it dropped hard, pointy side down. So it ebbs and flows. I mean, as with anything, we'll get through all this and we'll go back to things being normal. And it is what it is. You can't really appreciate when things are going well if things don't eventually, excuse my French, go shitty once in a while. So right now we're just in a shitty period. It is what it is. You just figure it out. I'm making a 72 by 84-inch blanket, a couple of hats, another blanket for my niece. I can't get to her yarn because my kitchen stuff is blocking it. Oh, jeez. I need to hurry up and finish my kitchen. I gotta get to the yarn. My yarn. Hey, but you know what though? I admire your patience because other people will just be like, I'll just go buy more yarn. But you're like, nope, it's back there. I will wait for it. I admire that patience. I'm applauding you. I truly am. Nothing like grannies. No, there's nothing like a grandkid. That's for sure. They live about 45 minutes apart. I've been babysitting during the summer for them. Oh well, they'll get to spend summers together. Then that's kind of cool. They get to spend summers at grandma's. Woohoo! So I'm happy for you, PJ. I'm sure that has to be fun. But oh man, two infants at once? Yes. Do you babysit them both at the same time? So you have both babies at the same time, or do they switch off? That's what I'm saying. I ate too much zoning out here. I I ate dinner earlier, which was the first for me. I actually ate dinner before chat, and I had pizza and some grapes and some sliced cucumbers and tomatoes. So I tried to I always try to mix my junk food with the healthy food. So yeah, I figured the cucumbers, the tomatoes, and the grapes offset the pizza. I mean, it wasn't a huge pizza or anything. It was like one of those little personal pizzas, but everything is balanced. I try to keep that in balance. Says the girl who is probably going to inhale half a package of cookies when she goes back to work after this chat. I don't know what I'm gonna balance that with. Maybe some water. Yeah, we'll go with water. Yeah, yeah, with caffeine in it and coffee beans, but water for sure. I love my crochet. I refuse to buy yarn that I already have. Watching every penny now. Oh, do I know that one? I'm watching every penny fly out the window. It's doing that well enough, that's for sure. But it is what it is. I only watch them one at a time. Okay, that makes a little more sense. So I can't imagine having to watch two infants at once. I mean, not that I'm trying to age you or anything, but I'm 53, and the idea, the thought of watching two babies at once just makes me want to crawl under something. It makes me want to have somebody watching me. But when they're older, that'll be fun though. Excuse me. Uh, so, anybody else? Don't forget, I forgot you're a mother of twins. I forgot you are. That's right. So you're kind of used to it. But we're older now, PJ. When I was probably when I was been old enough to be mother of twins, I probably could have handled it. But right now, oh God, no. I'm exhausted thinking about it. So is it your twins that had kids so close together? Hmm. So anyway, I'm probably going to get ready to wrap this up. I'm going to spend the rest of this week. So we're not saying working, but I don't have that to do right now. So there's that. So I'm going to spend time finalizing some patterns and uploading them to my Etsy. Yes, I will actually upload to Etsy. So this time next week, there will actually be new patterns and such on my Etsy page. Um, I should actually do the rebrand, but I'm kind of in a holding period for that because I have some stuff that's being created for me. I need to wait for that to be done. I am still working on separating my channels out, and I'm working on sorting through my videos and my lives so that I actually have like channels, not channels, but you know what I mean. Yeah, channels. Well, not channels. You know what I mean, like videos separate from lives, and like maybe lives with epic rants separated into some playlist, stuff like that. So I'm working on that, and I'm working on moving my old videos to the other channel. Um, So yeah, and I've got 3 videos that I'm working on. I'm still editing the one. I'm halfway through filming a second, and I've got a third one mapped out. So those, at least one of those, should be out next week, if not all 3 of them. Because what else do I have to do? I'm not working. Also, that's my week off from school, so I can literally dedicate an entire week to basically the channel and the craft business. So that's what I'm going to do. That's my plan. What are we talking about? I have 3 grands that were born within 17 months of each other, and I used to have them many times at the same time. Oh, you're a better person than I am. I'm exhausted thinking about that. Yeah, it's a handful. My daughter and my daughter-in-law. At least my son was in the country when his daughter was born. He was in Djibouti when his son was born. I will have more info for you next week. And yes, it was a time the boys are 10 months apart, and my granddaughter is 7 months younger than the younger boy. Whew. Yeah, I'm tired thinking about that. I hope they paid you well, knowing full well they didn't. I mean, we're grandparents. Do we ever really get paid to watch our grandkids ever? To ask our children, we get paid in love and affection, but sometimes, cash is cool too. you know, at least bring me a coffee while you bring me your kid. I mean, come on now. Of course, in my case, it's not a matter of bringing my kid since we all live together. So, it's more of a bring back a coffee for me after the fact, or alcohol. Either one works. Didn't we all? I had way more energy when I was younger. Again, not just thinking about that makes me tired. Nope. No, nobody. I'm getting paid. It's the joy of being a grandparent, right? You get to watch your grandkids. I keep joking with my kids, saying that, see, we need to live in separate places so that I can like get the kid all sugared up and send her home. Right now I get her all sugared up, I can send her upstairs, but then she bounces right back downstairs. Going, Gigi, guess what? Guess what? And I'm kind of surprised she didn't make a guest appearance tonight. I think she's tired because she played hard at her game tonight. I think she's tired. So I think she actually kind of went to bed early because I really haven't heard from her since she came home. Or coffee with alcohol in it. That works too. A Kahlua and coffee is a great thing. It's a delicious thing. No, we do it because we love them. Yes, coffee would be great. They are 11, 12, and 13 now. Whew. Yep. Yeah. Normally I gotta be fair because normally my daughter will bring me back a coffee or something. If I've been watching the kid for an extended period of time, she'll come bearing gifts because she knows her daughter. I love my granddaughter to death, but whew, she's exhausting. All right, y'all. Coffee and Cool is awesome. I drink wine out of a solo cup. I can see her sitting there just watching her grandkids, sipping out of the solo cup. Could be anything in that cup. You never know. Especially if it's a red solo cup. Can't see through it. Could be water. Could be orange juice. Could be wine. Could be a screwdriver. You don't know. I'm just enjoying my solo cup of my beverage in my solo cup. Uh, Kathleen, I don't know how you dealt with 8 grandkids living with you. Living with one's enough. I can't imagine having 7 more. Whew. Yeah, I need to not thinking about that. I really do. All right. Well, I think I'm going to get out of here because I'm going to go make some coffee and get back to work because, since I'm now a full time crafter and YouTuber, I gotta, like, you know, get things together so I can actually make some income so that I can justify being a full time crafter and YouTuber. So, thanks for being here. I always have fun talking to you guys. I always feel better after our chats, especially after a week that I just had. I briefly considered not having it because I didn't know what kind of mood I was going to be in here and have this chat. But you know, I'm glad I didn't cancel. I'm glad I showed up because we got to see PJ again, and it was just nice talking to you guys and like commiserating with you. And I just feel a little bit better about everything that's going on. And so I'm going to get out of here and go, you know, do what I said I've always wanted to do, which was be a crafter and a YouTuber. And now here's my shot. So I should probably go do it, right? Right? Uh, let's see if everybody's saying goodbye to each other. I'm assuming. Have a great evening, everyone. Hope your luck gets better, Kim, and thanks. You're welcome. Thanks. I hope so too. Good night, ladies. We'll talk with you next week. Yep, we'll be back here next week. Hopefully, I'll have a more positive stuff to talk about. Thanks, VJ. I'm. Thanks for pulling for me. I appreciate it. Everybody have a blessed night. Thank you, everyone. I'll try to be back next week. Cool, PJ. It's great having you back. Good night, everyone. See you all next week. Please share this. Thank you, Kathleen. I'll do great at anything I choose to do. I appreciate that. I'm going to do my best. So, thanks for being here, guys. You guys could have been anywhere on YouTube or anywhere else you wanted to be, doing anything else you wanted to do, but you chose to spend the time with me, and I do appreciate it. And I will see you on the Yarny Streets. I should have at least a video going up in the next couple of days, if not more than one. And nothing else. I will see you here this time next week. Have a good night, good week. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.